E, C, D, E, F, G. Google plus Sandra for you and me. There we go, everybody. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, that is way too much fun. Welcome to the ABCs of Google Plus. And
Sandra, you're going to kill me. What a great start, everybody. I've Sean Marn here. Sean Marn's obviously a bit of a retard because I forgot my blocks. I'm so sorry, Sandra. that's not a great start, is it? We're obviously having far too much fun.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say the obvious, but maybe I will. Maybe we're both blockheads today.
Yes, I think that's fair, and perhaps we're going to tell people why. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to tell you why really quickly. We want to thank you for coming to Rockin' the Blocks with the ABCs of Google Plus. Our show is about what happens once you know the ABCs. How do you use these tools for branding, marketing, and for your business? So, I'm Sandra Watson. I'm a coach, teacher, and an HOA host of the ABCs of Google Plus, Rockin' the Blocks. And this is my wonderful co-host, Sean Mon. He is a business consultant and creator of Successfully Social. So, Sean, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, I'd be delighted to. Hi everybody. I know I've had the great privilege of meeting a number of you before, and for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sean Marn, and you might be able to tell by my dulcet tones that I'm not from your side of the pond, unfortunately, although I get over as much as I can. I do a number of things. Sandra's quite right. So I've created a program called Successfully Social, and you'll see that on my lower third. But I won't dwell on that at the moment. But I'm also a social media coach and marketing consultant, primarily in the UK at the moment, but hoping to do more work over in the States. So thank you, Sandra, for inviting me on. Thank you.
Not a problem. It's a delight because you know what, we get a lot of comments about your singing, and I just couldn't take that away. And we have so much fun. You know, when you go back to the ABCs, that's part of what it is. You have fun learning. You have fun doing. So all of you are aware that today we have promoted this Hangout on Air, this HOA, as featuring affiliate marketing with Zane Miller, and we have had a snag. And so, Sean, I'm going to let you explain it because we talked about this before the show, and quite honestly, we didn't know how to present this, and go for it, Sean. You're doing a good job.
No, not at all. I mean, the first thing is you may have noticed, or you probably have noticed by now, that Zane isn't in the film strip. It isn't an issue in terms of Zane's commitment to having come on the show originally. So what we said we'd deliver on, it was our intention to deliver on it, and certainly Zane's as well. But unfortunately, sometimes things come up, and about half an hour before the time of broadcast, Zane indicated to us that something had come up that was quite significant that he needed to attend to. Now, I'm delighted to be able to say that it's nothing dreadful that's affected Zane, and Zane is very disappointed that he's not been able to attend, but it was something important and kind of urgent that had come up that he did need to attend to. So what Sandra and I decided was that we wanted to do the best to serve you guys, particularly as some of the names in the stream are people that we've not had the pleasure of meeting before. So we want to go ahead and do the show, albeit without Zane. And the best way we can do that is get you guys involved as an audience. Now, I'm going to take a step back, by the way, and just reinforce the fact that we are committed to having Zane back on, and Zane has given us the commitment he will come back on. It's just that at this time, at this moment in time, he isn't able to, he's not in a position to be able to do that. So you will all be contacted again about Zane coming on. But without making this too wordy, which is a habit of mine, we are going to do our best to focus on your questions about affiliate marketing. That's okay with you, Sandra, isn't it?
Yes, it is, sir.
Yeah. Okay, and we're going to get people involved in the stream to pose questions, and we've got three choices really. One, we can carry on with the show, and you throw in your questions in the stream, and Sandra and I will answer them as best we can, and encourage other people within the stream to post their responses. Or two, we don't. Those of you that feel, well, we only came on to see Zane, we understand that, and we do apologise for that. But obviously, you could either hang on with us, which we'd love if you could, or obviously rejoin us on a future occasion. So our commitment, as I say, is to give you the best value, and obviously we will plug in with Zane again at a future date. And I guess that's probably it. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Sandra, have you got anything else to add to that?
I wanted to add, you know, Sean and I discussed this at short length because we didn't have a lot of time to discuss it. One of the choices was to cancel the show. One of the options was to change the title and do something else, you know, not even address this subject, or as we're doing now. And we decided that there were enough of you out there that could pose some valuable insight and questions, and that certainly we're not totally ignorant of the subject. We're not professional marketers like Zane is, but if any of you out there do have that background and do have some of that under your belt, please jump in and bring in some issues that will help the audience and make this a little bit more lively. We'd appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, you know, go on, Sean.
No. Yeah, just in case anyone thinks I'm randomly, I've got some strange expressions, I'm randomly eyeballing different parts of the room, it's because I'm looking at the comment tracker, and I was just having a few problems getting on here. And what I was just looking at, Sandra, is whether there was anything that threw itself out immediately.
Well, before you do that, can we go to the stream there, and I'm going to see if I can find it.
They're coming up now.
Okay, I was saying hopefully that we could go in and read the definition of what an affiliate marketer is, because some people are going to be brand new to this and not really know what it is.
Actually, Sandra, can I? This is what the two of us do, by the way. Can I add a suggestion to that? Can we just, while we're doing that and giving you guys what we think is a definition, we're not pretending to be experts in the way that Zane is, although both Sandra and I have sort of touched on affiliate marketing ourselves. So it'd be interesting to see in the stream who's had an experience of affiliate marketing and who's coming here as a total newbie. And if people have had experiences of affiliate marketing, did they deliver those experiences on what your expectations were, or did they not? And what were the blocks? So a bit of a compound question, but Sandra's about to read this definition, and then anyone who's had an experience, positive or negative, with affiliate marketing, if you want to post that in the stream, and we'll start taking some of that content and moving forward with it. My apologies, Sandra, do you want to go ahead with that comment?
Sure. Affiliate marketing, a system where other websites, publishers, and other internet marketers promote and sell your products for a commission. Today, you will be one step closer to deciding if this strategy is right for your business. Yeah,
perfect. So does that fit in with people's understanding of affiliate marketing? Or are you also way beyond that you're looking at that and thinking, yes, we know that's affiliate marketing 101, now what do we do? Where are people at the moment? So I'm just trying to look down the stream, and I don't think anyone has really put a line in the sand just yet and defined where they are. There was something from Tony, I think, earlier, wasn't there? I'm just looking for it, but I can't.
I can find it right here. Let's pull this one up. Okay, can you read that, Sean?
Yeah, with pleasure. Tony, my good buddy Tony, I don't know if you're watching. Tony's a great guy, for those of you that don't know him. He's actually over in Thailand at the moment. Obviously, he's living the dream because he's clearly doing so well in terms of his marketing. But if Tony, being about 10 p.m. in Thailand, if Tony isn't quietly having a beer somewhere on a beach, and if he'd like to pop into the stream, that he'd be more than welcome. But Tony says, by having a JV page and getting affiliates to promote your stuff, his question is, what would be a recommended platform to utilize to track everything, which is a big issue. Specifically, Tony's asking, how does he track payments, how does he track sales, how does he track click-through rates, etc., etc. Now, Tony throws out JVZoo as a good platform, and what he says is JVZoo is relatively good and pain-free to use from the vendor side. So again, I'll define JVZoo in a moment, but is anyone familiar with JVZoo as a platform?
I don't see any hands right now, so go ahead. Let's go on with it.
They've called
oh, wait a minute. Well, let's see here. I don't know. Lee here says, a few clients come up with the classic line, I'll just run adverts on the sign to pay for it. My answer usually is something like, you'll need a good few thousand uniques. What's the panel guide to levels of traffic, paid ads, and other? Okay, that doesn't have to do with what we just asked, but...
Well, yeah, sorry, Sandra, go for it.
No, you go.
Let me just reread that again.
I'm a reader. I'm a psychic.
Can you pop that back up, because I think it's a really good comment,
okay.
And there's a lot of debate in terms of what makes an economic advertisement campaign and what doesn't. So what Lee's asking is, I'll run some of his clients. So what I'm understanding from this, Lee, is it's not necessarily stuff that you're doing yourself, but it's clients that you're working on behalf of that got the idea that if they just throw money at adverts, eventually the site will pay for itself, because throwing money at adverts I'm guessing, in their view, will drive traffic to the site, and then once the traffic comes to the site, people will start purchasing. And you obviously go back to your clients and you say, okay, you might want to do it that way, but you're going to need lots of a number of thousand unique hits. What's the panel's guide to levels of traffic through paid ads? Now, I don't have the easy answer for that. Zane probably would have been far more expert there, but I guess my sort of 101 steer on that would be, it very much depend on how targeted that traffic is. So let's say my site sells, well, let's call it, I don't know, it could be anything, couldn't it? Like some form of widget, some form of very specific product that's very bespoke, very niched. If my traffic is, and it goes without saying, clearly if the traffic is not targeted, so that means I'm selling cat food, a particular type of cat food, and I haven't placed my ads and driven ads in a certain way such that the traffic is very targeted, that's clearly going to need thousands more unique hits, because some of the people will land on the site and will not be remotely interested in the offer that they see, than if my ad strategy is very targeted. I'm just focusing on driving traffic from communities and interest groups who have a particular interest.
Just a second, Sean.
And that was the 20-minute response. Is that what you're telling me?
Let me tell you why. Lee came back and said, you missed the last bit off. In other words, what would be a great or good set of figures required before anyone could seriously think of joining an affiliate scheme? Okay, and
Lee, I don't know the answer, and I'm sorry to sound nebulous in that sense, but clearly this is something that we were hoping that Zane would be able to address. Let me ask a question back of you, Lee, and indeed the rest of the stream. Does anyone who's got more experience of affiliate marketing than maybe ourselves have an idea as to an answer that would be useful for Lee? So Lee, have you got a sense yourself, or does anyone else in the stream have a sense?
Well, and let me go here to what Tony Grant is saying. I think he's been an affiliate for all types of stuff, but I'm looking to get into the other side as a vendor and creating products. But the reason I brought that up, Tony, is since you have been an affiliate in other, maybe you could help Lee in his question. Could you give us back something here?
Good point.
And, you and I were talking about this earlier, Sean. Anything that we cannot answer or get an answer from the audience, we are going to go back to Zane and ask him if he will come back and answer some of these, or at least give us answers that we can take back to you in some way. So we're not going to try to ignore what is going on here in this stream.
It's a very good question. And Lee, it is a good question. Just while maybe Tony's thinking about that one, I do like the point that both Lee and Tony have made, in the sense that there are two sides to affiliate marketing, clearly. There's being an affiliate and affiliating to other people's launches and products and offers, and clearly that's something that Tony certainly has had a lot of experience of. And the other side as well, which Tony alluded to, which is at the point where you start creating products of your own, then if you want to enlist effectively a sales force to promote those products for you, what would be better than attracting affiliates to you and to your brand or service to affiliate for you? So two sides of the same coin, really.
Well, the other thing that I think that we ought to consider is, and this is my view, if Zane were here, I would say, wouldn't it be prudent to go ahead and have that affiliate page up to bring in affiliates for any product, and especially in the beginning, because there's no better way to find out what it is, what's going on. I mean, sometimes if we wait for the precise, perfect moment, it never arrives. And what do we know is perfect? I am not sure about that one, and that would be my question. And for me personally, I'd probably jump at all of it. So, Tony?
So
Tony, what would you say?
Okay. Look, has
Go
it?
ahead.
No, not at all. I think, Sandra, if I understand you, just to interpret your point, you're talking about setting up an affiliate page even at the point where you're still creating a product. Is that where you want to attract affiliates to you? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, when we were talking with Zane, when we were setting this up, that's one thing that he highly recommended, was getting that affiliate page ready, willing and able before even your product is ready, so that when you are ready to launch a product or have a product that's what they call generic and that you use all the time, what's that called? Green what? You know the word. Come on. Green. It's a... Evergreen. It's an evergreen product.
Evergreen product. Yeah.
And so my thought is that, yeah, I don't know what that magic number is, if there is such one. So I think that's something we have to look at. What is there a perfect number? And then Lee comes back and he says, I usually try and draw people away from just plonking Google ads, for example, on their site, unless they look like they're heading for a good few million hits regularly. Yeah, and it sounds to me like he's working with some big clients here. I mean, am I wrong on this, Lee?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think just generally, Lee, that's good advice, because you know you can throw so many dollars at anything, and it doesn't necessarily create a solution. So I think what you're doing is serving your clients well by sharing that particular advice. So what do you encourage them to do instead, Lee? And what sort of resistance, if any, do you get from your clients? And while we're thinking of that, because I am very conscious of the fact that we may seem to be meandering a little bit here.
Could I ask you, Sean? Let's go back to a basic. Why affiliate marketing? Why? I mean, okay. There are some people here that are just looking at it and have never done it, and it's like, why do I need this?
Okay. I mean, again, there's two sides to the coin, aren't there? So one perception, and it isn't easy, but one thing a lot of people start doing when they come into internet marketing is they kind of think, well, I haven't got a product of my own, and for sure I want to create one. But maybe what I can start doing is getting involved in, well, not getting involved, getting really into crafting my skills in internet marketing by affiliating to somebody who's already got a good product and a good reputation and a good service. And what I'll do is I'll share their links through my social media platforms and maybe a purpose-built community that I built on Google Plus or Facebook, and I'll get the benefit of getting a commission from the products that these people have without having to go through the agonies of creating one. So to simplify that, let's just say, for example, that my niche, I come into internet marketing and I was interested in affiliating to people who already had internet marketing products. And there's a lot of great people. Zane's one of them, a guy called Jason Fladlin that a number of you know, people like Joe Barnes, who's a UK marketer. They'll have created really, really good products already. Those products may be on things like Facebook marketing. They may be they may be products on Google Plus. They may be products on general aspects or specific aspects of internet marketing. They're already created. They've already got a sales funnel. And I come along, never having, if you like, marketed anything before, and I know that by promoting those products to an audience that's new to those marketers, I will get 50% commission on every sale. The challenge is, I think a lot of people think that's going to be easy. And I know people who've kind of set up a Twitter account and thought all they've got to do is post links out, and lo and behold, there'll be a passive audience opening those links and just hungry to open up affiliate offers. And of course, it doesn't work out that easily, which is why we need to be more sophisticated. So that's, but the simple answer is why affiliate marketing? Well, from a person who wants to affiliate to a marketeer, that's a good route to go because you don't have to create the product. And then if you think of Tony, who's now about to create products, and maybe other people in the stream, the other benefit is that if you've got a product of your own, even if you've got the best traffic strategies in the world and you drive traffic to your offer, you're maybe not going to hit a fraction of the potential audience who could purchase it. So if I enlist affiliates, so let's say I've created a massively new Facebook Power Editor product, and I'm quite successful with it. Well, if I enlist another 50, 60, 70, 80 affiliates, all of whom are working on my behalf, their reach is even greater than mine, and it's worth my while paying them 50% commission because I've already created that product, and they just spread the word of that product and hopefully get conversions, so I get more cash in the bank for me. Now that's a bit long-winded, but does that make sense, Sandra?
I think it does, definitely. You know, Tony came back, excuse me, and he said, if there is a market looking to buy a product, then the numbers IMO aren't as important because it is a targeted group, and they'll buy what is targeted to them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I kind of skated around that a little bit earlier, but at the end of the day, what would you rather have? Would you rather have an ad campaign and non-targeted traffic to a very targeted item, but 10,000 non-targeted visitors, or 300 or 200 or even 50 really targeted visitors to a specific product, where those visitors are really in the market and they're on the verge of making a buying decision? So, you know, I'm selling, I don't know, a specific, just off the top of my head, a specific new audio-visual product. It's new to the market. And if I've got people who I know are pre-qualified to be interested in that product, and I've only got 60 of them, and that product retails at $1,000 or $2,000, even at a 50% conversion of that 60 people, that's much better than getting 1,000 people who are sort of interested in audio-visual, but they're also interested in baseball, they're also interested in cat food. They couldn't really give a... I was going to say something I shouldn't have done. So, you know, are they going to buy? Probably not. So Tony makes a good point. Now, the question then is, if that's true, and we all know that to be true, it's not necessarily rocket science, but how do you then get targeted traffic? How do you then get targeted people to your offer? So, I mean, there are a number of ways you can do that, and I've got some thoughts which revolve around building specific communities, making sure that you provide value to those communities rather than just broadcast out your offer. So build relationships first, perhaps, and that's where social media comes in. Target your adverts to specific areas where those people will be hanging out. But Tony, again, it sounds like we keep blitzing you, my friend, and you probably hadn't expected this. But with your experience, what did you do? What worked well for you, Tony, in terms of driving targeted purchases? And Sandra, while we're perhaps waiting for Tony to come back, what are your views?
On finding the target market, is that what you're asking me? Or is something else?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely it's, you know, since we're talking about being here on social media, that's one way. You know, I guess it goes back, and we're with Google Plus and how to use the tools, so I'm not going to go offline and say, well, these are other ways. Because there's direct mail, there's all kinds of ways to find a target market and still send them to, you know, YouTube, websites, whatever. But I think finding them is not just in the social media engagement. It certainly could be through videos on YouTube. It could be through the conversation that we generate there. So I think we often overlook that avenue.
Do you know what? I think we're not serving people too well here, because what we're trying to do is clearly, we only knew about half an hour beforehand that we'd be going down the path that we're now going. But that's not the issue of people who've taken the trouble to come into the show. So I think we need to go back a little bit. my thing is, a lot of us, one of the big challenges I think for a lot of people as marketers is that by definition, marketers are people who want to roll their sleeves up and get on with things. And what we need to do is be a bit more strategic, and this is where the targeting comes in. So my belief is you just need to take a little bit of time, whether you're affiliating to somebody else, but you know what product you're going to affiliate to, or whether you've just created your own product, you will have some sort of sense as to your target audience. Now that goes without saying, but really get very, very thoughtful about where that target audience is hanging out. So if you, again, let's use the Facebook example. A marketer that I've got a lot of respect for, among many marketers I respect, is a lady called Jo Barnes. And Jo does a lot of, creates a lot of products that are oriented around Facebook. Now, when she creates a new Facebook product, and that's because Facebook is evolving all the time, she will think very, very carefully about where her audiences will hang out. Now, clearly, some of her audience are on Facebook. That goes without saying, or a lot of them by definition. But where do they hang out? What communities are they in? Who do they associate with? What sort of businesses, if they're looking after client businesses, are they likely to serve? What sort of issues, challenges, and needs do those audiences have? And once she's identified that, then what she'll do is she'll target her adverts to drive traffic to the website in the sort of communities and places she's identified as being most likely for her audience to hang out. So imagine that Jo's got a product, and it's a new ebook and some video training for the Facebook Power Editor. So there's her product. Imagine that she's got her website and landing page sorted, so that's the thing that people will land on that allows them to pay the dollars to download the product. She's got those two components. Now she starts thinking about communities on Facebook that her potential purchaser will buy things from, and she'll set up searches, and she'll set up parameters, and she'll target Facebook ads, for example, as one of her strategies to those groups of people. So it addresses Tony's point. She's not targeting cat lovers. I mean, sorry, it's not mutually exclusive. You can love cats and love Facebook marketing, but she's not targeting people who are not interested in Facebook marketing with her adverts, and therefore her conversion rate is higher. Now, that doesn't necessarily address the raw affiliate thing, but what I'm saying is whenever you're going to affiliate for somebody, think about whatever it is that you're affiliating for, where are your audience going to be, and then direct your strategies towards where those audiences sit. Now, Sandra, to take this to an offline parallel, you've run a lot of really successful probably multi-million-dollar businesses, I would imagine, but you didn't do that by being really generic in your approach. So thinking about your approach offline, what lessons did you have that might be parallel to what we're talking about here?
Excuse me. Quite honestly, none.
Great question, John. Glad I asked that one.
I bet you're glad you asked that one. No, because I'm trying to wrap my head around the affiliate marketing part of it as opposed to just the sales part of it. And I was reading then also what Tony said. Gee, Tony Grant, Lee, Rickler, you guys have been great in bringing up some comments for sure. And Steve Ripplin, I've seen yours, and I'll bring that up later. But Tony said YouTube videos are great for sending people directly to sales pages to make sales directly, or to squeeze pages to grab the lead, and then in the follow-up email sequence, you send them to the associated offer. They are offers, of course, but that's my...
and let's not make the mistake of only reading half like we did, like I did from the previous one.
Okay, well, we're going to have to go to the stream to find the end of that, but I think he brings up the point. If we're talking about the affiliate marketing, does the YouTube venue come into the affiliate? Maybe just to, excuse me, I'm really sorry. I've got allergies today for some. to bring in, to get your message out to the affiliator. That's the way I was looking at it, Tony, and I could be totally wrong. And another thing that I was thinking about when we're talking about affiliates, you know, my opinion of affiliate marketing in the very beginning when I started looking at this was always, is this another used car mentality? I mean, how are we looking at this? And maybe just a little bit of an address to that, Sean, from your viewpoint. You've been in it. I mean, you've studied it. And
well, I'm going to put my cards on the table, okay? Because clearly, obviously by my answers, I'm not remotely pretending to be an expert. Where Sandra and I are strong is in terms of other businesses and things that we've done. Obviously, the expert isn't with us today, but what I will say is that a lot of people, and I was guilty of this, a lot of people have a sense that affiliate marketing is easy. And the reason I have this sense is that we've been given an indication that the potential markets for any product are enormous, and despite the huge problems in Western economies, there are hungry markets for pretty much anything. Now, I believe that to be true, so I actually would check that box and say that's true, as long as you've targeted that market. But the next thing that people think is, all I need to do is, if I can find a really good quality product, I just need to send links out. So, for example, I'll take myself as an example. I naively created a Twitter account. It's actually a really good Twitter account now, but when I created it in my original naivety, I honestly thought at first, affiliate marketing, it's got to be easy. All I'll do is every third or fourth post, I'll put a URL shortened link out to this particular offer and that particular offer, and people will be biting my hand off. Now, clearly, it's not that easy. So there's a bit of a mismatch. What we're saying is that affiliate marketing is great, and it is. Targeting is great, and that's true. But on the other hand, if you just randomly have strategies as primitive as my one was, you will make the grand total of $7.27 in the course of 18 months, which is not going to pay the bills, is it? So somehow you've got to start thinking more strategically. And Tony, forgive me, I've actually forgotten the gentleman who had the earlier comment.
Lee,
it was Lee. I thought it was Lee. And then getting old and suffering from various caffeine-induced traumas. I forgot his name. My apologies, Lee. But somehow you've got to be more strategic in terms of, I guess, hitting the interested people who would be interested in that offer. So my first point is, and I've already said this, so we won't beat this to death, who is going to be an ideal customer for that offer? Where do they hang out? And then what could you do in terms of driving traffic? Now, Tony's come up with a great one. We know that video, we're all very visually oriented. We know that video makes a huge, huge impact. So very cleverly, clever in terms of execution. They don't have to be massively difficult to make, but really good YouTube videos are really, really effective. Tony also says, I'm just reading his comment, the amount of traffic depends on the caliber of that traffic. For affiliate stuff, one visitor could equal thousands of dollars, or 10,000 visitors could equal 10 cents. And again, yeah, we've touched on this before, and it's very much about when Tony says caliber, I couldn't agree more, and this is what I was saying earlier. When you know where, it sounds like it's a scratch record, I'm conscious of this, but when you know where your audience is going to hang out, that's where you target your strategies to bring people in. So to make that more tangible, let's make it cats. Cats seem to be popular at the moment. So let's say I had a new cat product, and it was, or there was a new cat product to which I was affiliating. What I might decide to do is use a blend of strategies. So I might use things like Facebook ads. We won't go into detail about how to do them here, but just think about this as part of the mix. So I could mix up any number of things I might want to do. Facebook ads might be one strategy. YouTube videos might be another, and I could create YouTube videos about this product and review it. This product I'm affiliated to. Communities might be another thing. So where are communities on Google Plus or in Facebook that have a huge thousands and thousands and thousands of cat lovers that might be really hungry for this particular product? And how can I bring those people into my either my squeeze page, my offer page. So here's what I would do for a new cat product. So Sandra Watson comes out with an amazing new cat training product retailing at $997, but it's like nothing the market's ever seen, and there is a hungry market for it. What would I do? I would look into Facebook cat communities and find the biggest communities with huge memberships, and I would target Facebook ads, very, very snappy little things, very brief. They're those annoying, hideous things you either see in your news stream in the center of your Facebook stream or on the right-hand side. But I'd be very thoughtful about how I did those, and I target them. But I take Lee and Tony's point here, and I would just target those types of communities. And then there'd be a little click, a little call to action that would sweep people out of Facebook onto my squeeze page to that affiliate offer. And not everybody would buy, but for those that did, I would be getting 50% commission. I'd be creating videos, so I might review Sandra Watson's new amazing cat product. So what I would do is probably either create an entirely original video or take some pre-prepared sales material that Sandra's already provided me with as an affiliate of hers, and just add 30 seconds introduction at the beginning. Hi, this is Sean. Have you tried Sandra Watson's? I wouldn't put it like this, but this is the essence of what I would do. Have you tried Sandra's new amazing cat product? A little bit of a quick review, and then a call to action, some sort of clickable call to action that takes people out of the YouTube video onto the squeeze page. What else could I do? I could set up communities. Steve, sorry, you just pulled Steve up. Do you want to throw that one in, Sandra?
Well, he's put this in twice, and Steve Replin, I'm just thinking somehow if we can address the question, I don't know if we can give the answer, but if you had an affiliate page, if you add one to your website, why wouldn't a real non-affiliate buyer just sign up and get your product for 50% off?
Okay, I just want to make sure I interpret this correctly. I think I know where Steve's going.
Well, and then he also down here earlier had said, let's get this one off, and then I'll put this one on, which is in the same realm. By adding an affiliate marketing page to your site, why can't the real purchaser just sign up to be an affiliate and get your product for half off?
Right. Well, do you have a thought on that, Sandra, or?
Well, I think that's an awful lot of work. Of course, if it's an expensive item, I guess there's ways to go around that. And I'm sure that the affiliate setup, and I have never done it, so I don't know, but I'm sure there's safeguards in there that can prevent a lot of that. But there's always a way for everybody.
I think I may have an understanding, and it may not literally be what Steve's posing here, but it might be. So if I've paraphrased you, or if I'm about to paraphrase you, Steve, my apologies. But here's what I used to think about affiliate marketing. I used to think, you know what, if I set myself up as an affiliate to Sandra for her cat product, why would people not go directly to Sandra? And if they did, would they get monies off that product, and would they get extra benefits? Why would they buy from little old Sean that they've never heard of over in the UK? And there's two strands to that. When the bit I know more about, and clearly I've still got a lot of learning to do myself, but when people allow you to become an affiliate to them, there's never a price hike. I mean, I don't know if anybody got involved in multi-level marketing, and that's quite a good thing now, but in the early days it wasn't. There used to be all sorts of spurious things that were going on, but there's no cost advantage okay, sorry, I'm making this more complicated than it should be. If Sandra puts a product out, whether people buy it directly from Sandra on Sandra's own squeeze page, or they buy it from me and I'm affiliating to Sandra, the price will always be the same. So if it's a $97 product, they'll buy it from Sandra at $97. And if they buy it via Sean, Sandra's product, it'll still be $97. So you might start asking, well, what the hell's in it for the vendor, the creator of the product, Sandra? And I'll answer the other part of your question, Steve, hopefully in a minute. What's in it for Sandra is that I'm becoming like a de facto part of her sales force. So Sandra would be willing to pay me 50% commission. So in this case, she only gets half of that $97 because actually she's done all of her traffic strategies and she's reached everybody she's ever going to reach anyway. And I'm just giving her extra reach. And because she's already created the product, and particularly with digital products, well, once you've created them, you don't have to distribute them physically. There's nominal cost, and therefore every aspect of the sale, generally speaking, is once you've taken the cost of generating traffic, is generally profit. Sandra's more than willing to give me 50% commission. Why would people buy from me when they could go direct to Sandra? Well, that would be probably because of the bonuses that I'm creating as a unique bonus package. So if I was affiliating to Sandra, I'd probably add other elements of value into my offer so that people think, well, that's quite good. If I buy the cat product from Sean, he's also giving me a free ebook. He's also giving me additional content that I find valuable. Now, the other bit, which I think was more Steve's concern, is would I buy... I think Steve was talking about a potential discount that would happen. I'm a bit lost in your question, Steve.
Well, I think what he's talking about, Sean, is that if you sign up as an affiliate, he's seeing that he's going to get the 50% back. So why, if it's, let's say it's a $5,000 product, if I am an affiliate marketer, then why don't I sign up, order the product, and then get the
right as an affiliate and get 50% off?
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean, most people put controls and checks into that, because if they see that I've set up to affiliate to Sandra, and Sandra's got expectations that I might sell more than one product, and if I sign up as an affiliate and claim that the purchase was an affiliate order on behalf of somebody else, it wasn't actually destined for me, this $997 cat product, but actually really it was, and I got it for $400 odd. Generally speaking, that's not taken too kindly, to be honest, and you will probably never ever be able to affiliate to that person again. You'll get away with it once because, you know, there aren't any legal sanctions that can be imposed, but you'll never get away with it again with that person, if I understand you correctly. So yeah, I could say, I want Sandra's product. I don't want to pay $1,000 for it. I want to get it for $500. I know. I'll sign up as an affiliate. I'll then buy the product under the pretext that it's an affiliate sale. Now I've got it for $500, great, and you got it for $500. But the number of people that actually do that, compared with the extra, if you like, the extra revenue that an affiliate market, that somebody who has affiliates generates, it does happen, but they more than offset it with other affiliate sales. So actually, if Sandra would probably be prepared to take that risk, because for every one person that does that, she'll probably have another 30 people that don't, and they'll reach other people. And after all, Steve, I think the thing is, you could do that and get Sandra's product for half price, but if I was Sandra, I'd shut you down and I'd never allow you to buy another product. Wouldn't it be far better to actually make a lot of profit on affiliate sales yourself, and that would more than pay for you know, you might have gotten Sandra's $1,000 product for $500. Well, great, but you know what? If you sold an awful lot of Sandra's products and got 50% commission on every sale, and you sold hundreds, if not thousands, of them, I know which one I'd rather do. So.
Well, and I think what Steve's referring to, it's certainly not for himself, but he's looking at, if I sign up and want to have affiliates, am I bringing myself into the chance of this happening? And you know, there's always going to be what we call the blackouts out there that are going to figure out a way to scam the system, scam you, like in anything. I know that there are certain, you know, safeguards that are in place. I'm not familiar with them. Tony, he might know more of them.
Actually.
Okay, he just said, let's read this. Tony said, I've heard there are safeguards in different affiliate programs that allow them to dissolve sales or affiliates for that type of thing.
You know what, Tony, I'm going to, Sandra?
Yes.
We should give Tony a round of applause for that.
Yes, okay, just a second.
I'll tell you why. Yeah. Tony, my friend, I haven't got an excuse, because Tony, I know it's now probably 11:15 in the evening for you over in Thailand, so I can't claim the UK GMT time lag is destroying my brain, because you're way beyond that. But Tony's right. I mean, one affiliate. Actually, one thing for those of you that aren't familiar with affiliate platforms is, maybe after this hangout, have a look at, and Sandra and I will put the web link in, but have a look at an affiliate platform called JVZoo. So that's all one word, small j, small v, ZOO, and Tony's right. A lot of platforms like that. They're like big libraries where you can choose the products you want to affiliate to. So you might say, I'm really interested in health and well-being. Right, I'll go into the health and well-being section of JVZoo or ClickBank, which is another affiliate product, and I'd like to affiliate to this product and that product and that product. And where Tony's actually spot on is they're clever people. They know their business. They've been in business of affiliate marketing for a long, long time. And if they see some dubious things happening, they'll stop your commission checks. Thank you, Tony, my friend. You've brought us back on track there. So they will put controls and brakes in because they're there to represent the people who've created the products. They want you as affiliates to make profit, but they don't want you to do that through dubious means. So Tony's right. You might get your first affiliate check. Great, whoopee-doo, I've got my first check. Or you might be able to make a purchase at half the price you would otherwise have paid, but you never will again. And in the long run, if you want to be a successful affiliate, far better to play the game honestly and with integrity and do it well, because you stand to make thousands more dollars, tens of thousands more dollars, than to try and beat the system and just be totally shut down. Thanks, Tony. That was spot on, mate. I really appreciate that.
Let's
Sandra,
bring up Carrie's comment here. Carrie Wilden, as someone who has quite a large community site, I get approached by brands wanting me to be an affiliate for the product. So presumably you can approach appropriate sites to be an affiliate for your product or have the option to approve them to. I think that's a good point.
And the answer is yes. and the process is, I don't know what you do. Other people in the audience will probably know. But I mean, this was something Zane will. Let's not be silly about this. Zane is disappointed he couldn't make it. This is something Zane will share with us, the actual mechanics of doing that. But yeah, you absolutely could. So in Kerry's case, I know, Kerry, you've done a hell of a job in terms of creating a massive and vibrant, really, really engaged community. And what you've done is you made that community is very tight in terms of its niche, which is people over the age of 50, and all the connotations that has in terms of health and well-being, fitness, career, etc. So you've got a really active and hungry audience, and the answer is absolutely yes. If you saw, I also know, Carrie, sorry, hopefully I'm not giving the game away here, but I also know you're in the process of creating your own digital products. So it would be well worth your while, wouldn't it, to get other like-minded communities, people, or people who are just interested in your area to affiliate for you. And what Zane was going to do was talk us through processes as to how you could do that very cleverly, and what you'd need to provide people to make it attractive to them to affiliate to you. And typically that's, you would support your affiliates, you would coach them, you'd perhaps give them samples of emails that they could copy and paste and tweak and change so they didn't have to create everything themselves. But yeah, most certainly you can do that. And the other thing that people do is, let's say in your case, Kerry, you've created your digital product. What a lot of people will do is place it on a portal like JVZoo, so it's on there, and then they might drive adverts and campaigns to make people aware that it's on JVZoo, or they might just leave it sat on JVZoo. Probably not do that though. And then people would go onto JVZoo and affiliate via JVZoo. Does that make any sense, or have I lost everybody? Is everybody about to?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, the whole thing is, I mean, unfortunate for some of you, but great for a lot of you. We're grateful that you've stayed through this without Zane, because certainly he is the one that has, you know, the answers, because he's done it so much. We're giving you our feedback on some of the things that we've heard from Zane privately that we feel we can share. You've done a really good job with this, Sean.
Thank you.
Thankfully, Tony.
Sure, that's true,
yeah. Well, no, you have. I mean, we're not claiming to be the experts here. We're claiming to be people that are bringing some of the information we have and then counting on the audience to supplement that in what is good. Certainly, there were times that we maybe went off the track a little bit and talked about sales versus affiliate marketing, but some of these questions have been pretty relevant, and we're asking you to ask some of the questions so that we can help you. You know, Irene is in here. I'm going to bring up hers, and she said, I'm a big fan of communities where you're getting the opportunity to connect with potential clients and collaborators.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
Irene Brody brought up a very good comment here. You know, the other thing I want to bring out too, we do have a lot of people that are probably going to watch us later. I don't know whether they'll go through to the end or whatever, but those of you that have watched this whole show either live or recorded, please circle people on here that you've met new or whatever. Get involved with them,
Absolutely.
because we're all like-minded. I mean, we're here because of the affiliate marketing, so conversations are going to be good. You're going to be able to find some people that, you know, are going to help you with some of your questions maybe. The other thing is certainly Zane's community. You can ask some of these questions there, so I'm going to push that for him because he is what we were talking about for the affiliate marketing. Anyway, I'm going to shut up on that.
No. But taking Irene, I mean, we touched on this earlier. Irene makes a great point. You know, if you think, oh my God, you know what, 15, 20 years ago, if we were doing everything by direct mail, and you think of the cost of direct mail, and to reach an audience, how prohibitively expensive that was, even at the start of a campaign. I know, Sandra, with your business experience, you probably had, with your printing business, you probably had a huge experience in terms of dealing with some of those offline, expensive bricks and mortar marketing costs. And then you take Irene's point, and you just think, okay, it's time intensive potentially, but imagine, again, let's take the cat product as an example, Sandra Watson's cat product. Imagine you found 7 or 8 Facebook communities with an average membership of 33,000, 50,000, 60,000 people, but they're all in there for one reason and one reason alone. They're into cats. And then you replicate that on Google+. So what I would urge people to do, if they're at the point where they have a product they might want to affiliate to, or like Kerry and Tony, they've created their own product and they want affiliates, get a presence in those communities. Now, I'm pretty sure, Tony and Kerry, you have done already. I'm pretty sure you probably created your own communities as well, you guys, because you're pretty smart guys. But certainly what I would urge is people to get active in those communities, because suddenly, you know, you join those 7 or 8 cat communities in Facebook and the 4 or 5 in Google+, and there's a collective mass of a couple of 100,000 people. Now, of course, you're not going to reach and touch all of those. Nobody would claim that. But if you start becoming visible in those communities, that's one thing you could do. So you could post and share good content in those communities. You're developing, if only I could say it, put my teeth in. You're developing a profile and a presence in those communities. Or you may not want to do that. It may be a product you don't want associated with you, you know. So instead of actually posting in those communities, you run ads into those communities, very, very targeted, but you're reaching a very, very hungry market. You know, so to recap on that, find communities and either post and get active in them yourself, and then every 5th or 6th post put an offer out into that community. But because they know you and they warm to you, they're more inclined to click on the link and go to your squeeze page. Or if it's a product that you've created, let's say it's on something controversial, and you don't want that necessarily associated with you as a person, don't do that, but still find the communities and post ads into those communities. That would be one of my strategies. And then you've got a hungry group of people. We haven't even touched on Hangouts. We haven't even touched on webinars. We haven't even discussed any of those strategies. But again, a lot of people with communities are then using those communities or asking those communities to come into very, very focused, targeted Hangouts and webinars. Brilliant. So you're sucking traffic off there of already interested people who are predisposed to be kind of hungry for your product. And then you can put your sales offer out in terms of a webinar. And it doesn't have to be your product, does it? It could be something you're affiliating to. And I know I'm getting off track a little bit here, but there are a couple of strategies I would think of. Sandra, you're looking very thoughtful, and you're probably going to come up with the exquisite formula, and we're all going to go, that's what we do.
I was just thinking this is probably the most brilliant strategy to having Zane Miller back on the show, because we have whetted everybody's appetite for the real answers.
Hopefully, or maybe we haven't. Maybe we're going, what bloody hell is this all about?
Anyway, we're at the end of the show. We'll close a few minutes early rather than try to make it go 5 minutes more. We want to thank everybody for coming. Yes?
Oh, sorry.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, ma'am. Is it worth do you want to say something about what we're looking to do in terms of securing Zane to actually nail this stuff? Because we aren't just leaving it here hanging, are we?
No, we're not. Zane has said that he definitely will be coming back, and I think that however we do it, maybe we'll do it in a private group again. I'm not sure how we will address this affiliate marketing one, because we've already publicized this, and it may not be the best way. I don't know, but whether or not we offer a link to something else for people to get some of these answers and get some solid information because of Zane, we will come up with something that will be valuable to you, that you'll be able to sink your teeth into.
Can I also add something to that? What I would encourage people to do is, if there are any questions, where you have questions that you would have wanted answered, and try as Sandra and I might, or brilliant contributors like Lee and Kerry and Tony, try as we maybe haven't addressed the issues, post them in the stream, and what we'll do is we promise that we'll do this, we'll either filter them through to Zane, we will filter them through to Zane, and or we'll look at other ways of addressing them, in addition to definitely having Zane back. So if Sandra and I have to sit down and do a little bit of research, if we have to privately call Zane, we will get some responses. We can't promise to answer absolutely everything, and clearly Zane isn't here because he had something that he had to attend to, so we can't promise to getting back to you within the next 24, 48 hours. But our commitment is, the last thing we want to do is disappoint people who've come on. So post any thoughts you've got that are as yet unresolved. Leave it with us, and we commit to looking at each and every one of those things and getting some form of response. So how's that?
That sounds great. I think it's a wonderful idea. Cool. I know that it's been a challenging time, but I think that we've had a little bit of fun. I've learned some things. Tony Grant, thank you very much. Lee Rickler, thanks for your comments, and everybody else. Karen, Cheryl, thanks for stopping by. Zara. Thanks for thanks for the show. She called us pro troopers. I'm going to keep that one.
Oh, bless her. That's sweet.
And so as we close, we want to remind you that we'll be back in 2 weeks. Don't know what the title's going to be yet, or what we're going to be talking about. Not going to make any promises yet. We'd like to, but that's just not going to happen. So I'm going to put this little step, and here we go.
C, D, E, F, G, Google Plus for you and me.
Oh my gosh, that was great. Okay, I'm going to play it one more time, no singing, as we close the show. Thank you very much, everybody.
C, D, E, F, G, Google Plus for you and me.